Whoa, sorry guys. Pushed the wrong button there. That doesn't work at all. And there's the aquarium right there. That's not what I want. There we go. Let me get the lighting fixed up. Wow, I'm just batting 1,000 today. The lamp behind me is on and it's glaring like crazy. And I wonder if someone could help me out. What do you think? Somebody over there assist me by turning off the chandelier there. That one. That would be great. Oh, the other one. There we go. That's better. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so let me switch the chat over. Welcome Andrew's Animals. Today, for our animal guest, I've got our corn snake, Mr. Skeletal. He's going to join us for the live stream. So, there we go. Sorry about the rough start there. You know, things happen. That's part of what a live stream is. It's just a little bit of extemporaneous nonsense occasionally. So Andrew's Animal says, first question, how are the tadpoles doing? And adorable corn snake. Thank you. I think so. He's pretty cool. He's putting on a little weight. We just weighed him the other day. He weighed in at about 84 grams. You know, he's still pretty young, pretty small, but definitely getting bigger. As far as the tadpoles go, we've got, let's see, the second tadpole has morphed into a froglet and is now in with the other froglet, which is about 3 times or 4 times its mass. It's growing really fast, so the first one is quite a bit bigger than it was. The third tadpole has back legs, but hasn't really started coloring up yet. It's probably got about a month. Little Bob in the house. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you here. So yeah, that's where we are, I think. Beard still unsurprisingly looking good. Well, thank you. I haven't even trimmed it today, but I probably should trim it pretty soon, but thank you. All right. Excuse me. So hopefully Andrew's Animals, that helped. Love the little scarf. I guess it kind of is a scarf. The other day he was just coiled around just like this. We called it a snakelet. Took a picture. It was kind of fun. A snakeless, I mean, you know, as in necklace. There we go. Oh, sorry. Technologically wise, I'm just not winning today, but I'll get over it. Okay, Brubby TV, hello, and Jay's Crazy Obsessions. Hey, Russ, how's it going? Oh, you're going to take the salty plunge with the wife. Advice. Ooh, you're going to start doing salt water? That's awesome. I have done salt water, did salt water for a number of years. Which direction are you thinking on going? Like a fish only with live rock, or a reef tank? Because I've done a little bit of both, but maybe I can help you more if I know which one you're doing. So, Andrew's Animals. Glad to hear there's progress. I can't wait to go through the process of tadpoles one day. Tadpoles one day. Oh, don't get tangled up in the microphone there, little buddy. Just a second. I'm gonna get this snake out of the microphone. There we go. And Don Gallagher is back in the house. Nice to see you as well. Hello, nice corn, he says. Thank you. And Little Bob says, so small, I'll take care of it for you. I won't steal it. Don't worry, just give. And David Pass is in the house too. Hello, welcome. Okay, and Jay's Crazy Obsession says, Fowler is what I want. Wife wants reef. Oh, okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see where you go with that. You could do sort of halfway in between. I mean, it's possible. There are people who do that. I guess kind of what I did. Hey, and Laurelyn is in the house. Thank you for joining in, Laurelyn, one of my moderators as well. Kind of what I did, I guess, is I was somewhere in between. I did have reef lighting, and I had reef, I had several corals, but I didn't do any hard small polyp stony corals, or any stony corals really. They were all soft corals, so I did corallomorphs or mushroom corals. I did things like Kenyan tree coral and star polyps and some zoanthids and that kind of thing. So you got some interesting things going on there. I had like a peppermint shrimp or two, and of course lots of little pods, isopods and amphipods and things like that. And you know, the various creatures that come on the live rock, hermit crabs, and we had Percula clown, we had a bicolor blenny in there, that kind of thing. So it was sort of on the border between the two, I guess, because we weren't really heavy into the the stony corals at all. And so I guess that's kind of in between, and that was fun. So that might be a way you want to go. Little Bob says, corn snakes are great first choice, more active than ball pythons and slightly harder. Yeah, and I think, although ball pythons are nice, one thing that we liked about corn snakes is that they don't ever have to eat rats. I like that. None of us are really all that excited about feeding snakes rats because we've all had rats as pets and really like rats. We can handle feeding them mice, but not rats so much, and that was one of the deciding factors, really, I guess. And Little Mama Llama 808, aloha, aloha. Mr. Snake's in the house too, welcome. And Jay's Crazy Obsessions, any saltwater stuff you still have you want to sell? I wish I had some stuff to sell you, but we have moved twice since we did saltwater stuff, so I don't have any anymore. Andrew's Animals. Ever think of doing a millipede community tank? I have kept more than one species of millipede together a couple of times. I've kept, I think, up to 3 species together, I want to say, a couple of times, and it's worked out okay. I've kept, let's see, kept ivories with Cameroon blacks, or, it's the Mardonius Parvillus acuticonis species. I've kept, let's see, bumblebee millipedes with scarlets. And eventually what happened with that was kind of weird. At first the scarlets were doing much better. And then over time the scarlets kind of slowed down in breeding until they kind of disappeared out of the colony, which was weird. But that was after several years. And both species bred in there. And now the bumblebees have essentially taken over, even though that they hadn't at first. Don Gallagher says, is that your only snake? Yes, this is the only one we have. Fairly new acquisition. We got him in October. But I love having snake. It's really cool. Mr. Snake says, I postponed breeding my pastel ivory or pastel super yellow belly with my pastel yellow belly ball python. Well, I think that's always it can be a difficult decision, but generally I always respect someone who postpones breeding, because it usually means there's a good reason. So it's kind of scary when you find someone who will breed even when they know there are things going on that are going to make it difficult, or they haven't considered it carefully. So we've considered breeding crested geckos, but we've only done it by accident twice. Not by accident, I shouldn't say that. What I mean is our female has produced babies despite us not having actually bred them. That's a better clarification, with the parthenogenic babies. So yeah, we thought, oh, they're cute, but that's a lot of work, and so we decided we weren't going to put our male and female together, but we got babies anyway, which is kind of funny. Let's see. Worm Band-Aid said, how are the isopods? Would you ever want to consider breeding and selling them? Actually, I do both extensively. I'm breeding isopods all the time. Mine are having babies all the time. I have hundreds and hundreds of isopods, and I do sell them both online and locally. So yeah, if you're interested, I can give you more information about that. Jay's Crazy Obsession says, won't corn snakes eat fish too? Well, I once saw a video of a corn snake eating a fish, and it did eat the fish. But my understanding is that in the wild, it's not really a common food for them. It might happen occasionally, but mostly they're getting rodents, birds, lizards, that kind of thing. And so I haven't really considered doing that for that reason. So let's see. Mr. Snake says, I'm rolling the dice with the purchase of a ball python. Huh. Which morpher are you going to get into? Oh, Little Bob, that wasn't the reason. It wasn't because you had missed a stream. I wanted to have more than one mod. It's nice because you start getting more people on here, and you need more mods to make sure people are, staying on track and not saying offensive things and that sort of thing. So nothing personal there with that. Mr. Snake says, it's either a gravel or a yellow belly. No way to tell without breeding. I'm going to breed him to my pastel yellow belly and see if I get ivories or highways. Cool. Yep, that's true. This is my son's snake, but I do help him care for it. And I enjoy playing with it too. Everybody likes to hold him once in a while. He's fun. Jay's Crazy Obsessions. Aquarium Co-op is about to go, like, we going for the normal time. About half an hour, so another 20 minutes or so. So, yep. Miraculous Illustrator, welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how many mods exactly I have. I think 4 maybe. So, and Worm Band-Aid says, oh cool, where do you sell the isopods? You can go to my YouTube About page at this point. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And when you go there, you can get my email address from the About tab. I said page, sorry. It's the YouTube About tab. And if you go there, you can get to my email address. And then I will give you all the information. I can send you a price list, all that stuff. I don't have a website currently where I sell them, and part of the reason for that is I don't have the production right now. I do have hundreds and hundreds of isopods, but I don't have the production that if I were to open a website, I would sell out on my isopods in like a week. That's how popular they are. So I need, just to keep the numbers down, I mostly advertise locally, and once in a while I will post on a forum like Arachnoboards or something like that and say I have a few extras, but generally people just contact me and say I need isopods. They'll find the website, they'll find the YouTube channel and just ask me about it, and that's where I do most of the sales. So Michael wants me to boop it. I don't know, only if he will consent to be booped. Let's see if he wants to be booped. I don't know, I don't want to bug him. There. Very gentle boop, and he was okay with that. I don't know if it counts, though, if I don't say boop. I don't know. Does that count? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. And Mr. Snake, that is a good point. Fish may have some parasites. And some fish, Little Bob, yeah, some fish have thiaminase, which basically destroys the absorption of one of the vitamin B's, thiamine. And that can cause really bad problems for fish, such as garter snakes, which do and can eat fish as part of their natural diet. But if you feed them a steady diet of some fish, like goldfish, that have thiaminase, they will eventually get a deficiency and die, unless you take care of it and change things around. Yeah. So, Pathetic Steam says, have you ever considered making a bioactive planted vivarium for an invert like a whip scorpion or scorpion? It won't be much of a difference for the animal, but it would look nice. You know, I have thought about that. I think for certain kinds of whip scorpions, I think it would be great. Some of the blind species, like a Damon diadema, would just hide out in the dark and you'd never see it in that kind. So I probably wouldn't do that for a Damon diadema like I have, but there are some of the Euphrynicus, hopefully I'm saying that right, Euphrynicus species that are totally blind and will be active out in the light. And if you were to put, say, a sheet of cork bark on 1 or 2 of the walls and then plant up another one of the walls, I think that would be really cool. I think for a scorpion, like maybe the Asian forest scorpion eventually, a bioactive setup with plants could be a really cool thing. So yeah, I have considered it and I may well do that. And Michael Lagari says, I've always wanted a python or a non-venomous smaller snake. I just live in an apartment, so I can't. I feel for you. I've lived in several apartments that did not allow for pets at all, or some that didn't allow for very many different kinds of pets, so I totally get what you mean. Hopefully eventually your situation will change and you'll be able to get a snake because they're super fun. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but my bumblebee dart frog's calling. Just a moment of silence for the dart frog there. If you heard the dart frog, smash the like button. Let me know. Okay. All right. Jay's Crazy Obsession says, I'm not going anywhere for 25 minutes. I may not be active. 2 at work, and we are cooking some food. I'm a line cook. Oh, okay, cool. So then you should be able to catch this stream before the next one. Cool. Yep. And Laurelyn says it doesn't count unless you say boop. Okay. But only if he lets me do it. I'm going to be super gentle, because I'm always worried that people boop too hard. I don't know if he wants me to. Let's see. Boop. No, that was close. Didn't quite make it, but probably as close as he wants me to get right now. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, so you are hearing the frog. Nice. Yep. And Pathetic Steam says, same with rosy red minnows. They contain thiaminase as well. True. True, a lot of the cyprinid fishes do, and there may be other species that do as well. My understanding is that guppies and other similar live bears, platies, and so on, don't contain thiomonase, or at least not enough to cause a problem. So that's, you know, I don't really know for sure, but that's what I've heard. But this guy, probably not going to give him fish anyway. So, but with garters and things like that, ribbon snakes and other snakes that eat fish, that could totally be an issue. Don Gallagher says, I see Scolopendra on the roads when I'm herping this summer. I bet you would like them. Oh, I'd love to see that. I've, you know, I think I missed something about herping somewhere along the way. I'm you know, not trying to skip things, but I do get, I miss ones. Some of these. Andrew's Animals earlier said, will you ever do herping videos? I did do one last summer, or you know, I guess it was late spring, in May. So if you look back in May, you will probably catch that one. That's a herping video that I did in Washington County, the southwestern corner of Utah. Had some really cool experiences down there. So check that out if you haven't watched that, and you'll get to see a herping video. We're probably going to do another one maybe around April. We like to go herping several times every summer. That was probably the most eventful herping trip we had this past summer in terms of quantity and species that we saw that we hadn't seen before. But I would say, you know, we see reptiles quite a bit when we're even near our house. We go up in the canyon. It's like a 5-minute drive up into the canyon near our house, and we see rattlesnakes. We see a few different types of lizards. We see like western blue-bellied lizards, Celoporus species. We see whiptails, a few other things. Saw a tarantula last year up there as well. So that was fun. Let's see. All right. Oh, look, there's Mickey. Mickey M is in. I'm a new device and can't find the like. I'll like it later. That's cool. No problem. And Jay's Crazy Obsession says, I'm known as the weird fish guy at work, and I'm okay with that. The best is when a coworker points out you're answering my question or statement. That's awesome. Nature Zone says, do you have dogs? Not currently. We have had a dog, and someday we will again, but currently we don't. But we did have a Chesapeake Bay Retriever years ago. And yeah. Pokesaurus, how you doing? Doing all right. Happy to be here and see you all. And Michael Legari says, yes, man, thank you for the boop. Made my day. Can you own a pet frilled lizard like the ones that are like under 6 inches for cheap, under $199? Because I've got like $200 sitting around from random stuff. Wow. You mean like, can you buy one that is under 6 inches? Is that what you mean? I mean, you can't get one that'll stay that size for sure. I'm not sure. Maybe tell me a little bit more about what you mean. Miraculous Illustrator, I would like to get a tarantula sling, but my mom is really afraid of them. So I'm thinking getting a Pac-Man frog. Well, a Pac-Man frog would be cool and kind of similar in some ways. I mean, they're fairly low maintenance pets. They tend to be ambush predators, and they're also rather sedentary, so they don't need a lot of space. So yeah, that could be a good compromise. Compromise when you are, you know, living with other people is always an important part of pet keeping. You have to figure out what they're comfortable with and what they're not. And that's why I don't, you know, keep tarantulas. I don't keep roaches. Don't keep anything with medically significant venom. For that reason. Dr. Spud, welcome. And Jimmy Silver, hey, and welcome to you as well. Crystal Casares, welcome and good evening. Don Gallagher said, I will do some herping vids this summer, Arizona mostly. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. I want to go to Arizona this past year when we went to Arizona. Not Arizona, it's southwestern Utah. We were looking at spots in Arizona to go actually before that. We ended up going to St. George area because it ended up costing us less and it was less travel time. But I would love to do some herping in Arizona for sure. Someday got to do that. Pokesaurus asked if we have a cat. We do have a cat. Where is he? He's not around right now. Sometimes during the streams he'll come up and sit right on the couch behind me back here and just kind of hang out. And yeah, pathetic steam, yes. As I mentioned, frilled dragons get much bigger than 6 inches. So so that I don't think you can get one that'll stay that small, but the hatchlings might be about that size. I'm not sure exactly how big they get. But the setup itself is going to cost a lot more than $200 to get the proper setup, because they do need fairly big enclosures with a lot of climbing space. vertically oriented, largely. The Pokesaurus says, I do have a cat, and he weighs over 20 pounds. Wow, ours is about 17. When he was his heaviest, I think he's a little less than that now. So that is a big cat you've got. Not even foxes want to mess with him, and I wouldn't even blame them. All right. Let's see. Brubby TV says, I moved offices at work, and my new team totally adores my blue death fainting beetles you inspired me to get. Great office pets. Yeah, that's awesome. They are great office pets, and I have people coming and checking mine out, and the velvet ants that live with them, and they just, some people are kind of, a little confused by it or a little disgusted by it, and other people are just amazed like I am. So yeah, that's awesome that you got some, and you're doing the same thing that I do. You keep them in your office at work. Naomi Flack, hey from the UK. Well, hey and welcome, Naomi. Glad to see you here. Dr. Spud says, I decided to buy a whole bunch of doobie roaches because why the heck not? Apparently they're perfect pet roach species. They will gladly let you pick them up, and they will eat anything. And also, if you have extras, you can give the smaller ones to your leopard gecko. No problem, right? Scaly, I'm not sure how to pronounce, scaly boys? Okay. Is it easy to breed isopods? It's super easy to breed most species of isopod. Some are a little harder than others, but if you get one of the easy species, then yeah. Some species that are super easy, if you want to go for super easy, dwarf whites, or if you want one that's more colorful, it's super easy to breed, you can go for any of the Porcellio scabromorphs, or any of the powders, the powder blues, powder oranges, powder whiteouts. Porcellio laevis is a good one for that, or if you want to go for an armadillidium that's easy to breed, I would say Armadillidium vulgare orange vigor. It's probably the most crazy one in terms of breeding that I've ever worked with. Okay, I see what you mean. So yeah, you're wondering if you can get that for 200 bucks with all of that stuff. Yeah, I would say probably not unless you get a super good deal at like an online classifieds or something like that. You get a super, super good deal. You might get enough stuff to get it, but then you probably wouldn't be able to pay for the lizard. Although, I was watching a video by Clint's Reptiles. You should check him out if you love reptiles. He's got like 50,000 subscribers, more than that now, and he always does really informative videos about various reptiles, and he recently did a video on frilled dragons and how to keep them, what you need to keep them, and what kind of pets they make and that kind of stuff. So it was cool. Worm Band-Aid says, you ever gone herping the Everglades? I'll probably be going this summer. No, I haven't done that. I would love to. I have been in Florida and done a little herping there. Got to see some feral iguanas and things like that. So that was cool. But I've never been to the Everglades. I did do an alligator tour in Louisiana once, which is, kind of close. Oh, my wife Kelly popped in. Thank you.
Just gonna pop in for a minute.
I invited her to come join the live stream. She's usually not around on Wednesdays, but on Wednesday at this time anyway, she comes home around, what, 7:30 or something? Woo, he's tangled on my microphone. Sudden wife. Little Bob says, hi, Kelly.
Hi. Did we ever put the clip up?
No.
We were supposed to put the clip up of me dancing, and I gave you that clip to put up for him.
You did? Oh, I
Yes,
forgot. I forgot. Okay,
Like
I can put it up.
a million years ago.
I can put it up somewhere and give it to him.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I totally forgot. Okay. Andrew's Animals, any plans for more amphibians? Not at the moment. I mean, I love amphibians, but at the moment, the ones we've got right now, we've got our axolotl, we've got our dart frogs and so on. And yeah, they're awesome.
Some amphibian plans.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm totally wrong. My daughter just got a 5.5 gallon tank, and she wants to put a dwarf frog in it. So it's cycling right now, but that's what she wants to do. So I had forgotten about that. So thank you for reminding me. Michael says, I definitely will have more money for my violin panhandling. Oh, you like do the busking thing where you play and people throw the money in? That's cool. Then you could do it that way. Why not? Jay's Crazy Obsession says, my wife will let me have anything I want other than spiders, and I can have spiders. They just have to live in the container. Whoa, losing chat. Sorry, folks.
Yep.
Trying to find where we are. I'm so behind. Just have to live in their container outside, kind of like you, Russ. Okay, well, that's pretty fair. That's a good deal. Crystal Casares got a female kitty, is spayed now, and she's black and white. A rag doll. Oh, I've never seen a rag doll, though. They're supposed to be pretty cute, though. I bet they are. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Don Gallagher says, what would be a good beginner insect to keep? Mantids are pretty good. If you're going for strictly insects, I would say death feigning beetles are big on the list. And mantis is a good one. What are the other actually true insects that we keep that are good for pets?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I have lots of
There's
insects,
so
and I've
many
had
things in
lots of
your room
insects.
of
But most of the
critters.
inverts I keep are actually not insects, so I'm trying to think. But honestly, I would say, yeah, I would say death feigning beetles or other kind of desert beetles are awesome first pets because they're so hardy, so easy to keep. It's almost like they're so easy and they're so cool looking. They're just so unusual looking. They're definitely a big one if you're just going for pure insects, actual true insects, and not just inverts. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up, guys, so I'm going to skip some things. If I just see you guys talking to each other, different things like that. Miraculous Illustrator says, I was really interested in giant African slugs. I really like the albino, but the breeder doesn't have any at the moment. I really like the brown Pac-Man frog, so I'll probably start saving for that. Cool. We used to see the giant African land snails in Hawaii. They were all over the place,
They
but
were huge. You were walking
I don't know
down
about the slugs.
sidewalk that one time and thought it was a shoe off in the distance.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
did.
snail.
I did. Oh, Pokesaurus says we look nice together. Oh, thank you. African dwarf frogs are so adorable. I'm envious. Yeah, they are cute little buggers. The main thing that people forget is that when you keep African dwarf frogs, you need to make sure they get enough food. And if you're keeping them with fish, you actually have to make sure they get enough food. You have to do it one way or another. And there's lots of interesting ways to do that. Some people put in snail traps and feed the frogs in the snail traps because the fish can't get into them, but the frogs can. Some people take the frog out and feed them in a separate container a couple times a week. You know, there are different ways to do it, but you just have to make sure they get enough food, and really they ought to get some live food. It doesn't all need to be live, but they need some live food like scuds or daphnia, things like that, grindle worms. Oh, Little Bob, yes. So she gave me the clip, so I had to get it to you for sure. I just have to figure out where to put it.
I gave it to him like months ago.
And I must have forgotten.
So it's totally
Sorry.
not my fault.
It's my fault. Dr. Spud says, my Herodula membranacea, that's his mantis, looks like she's about to molt soon. Think she might be a subadult next molt. Cool. Good luck with that. Make sure you spray her before she molts. Remember what happened to me. And now mine is fine, but for a while she wasn't fine. Michael has a Siamese flame point who has a neurological disorder, and he's a goof.
I think it's a Siamese thing. The cat
Our cat's a
is
goof
part
too.
Siamese, and I swear he's bipolar, like more than cats usually are.
He is. He's weird.
Crazy. I love him, but he's crazy.
He is. You'll be petting him, and all of a sudden, not only will he go crazy on you and try to bite you, he'll just,
Well, it's not even that, because the cats do it all the time, but it's like, he comes up to you and wants you to pet him, and as soon as you do,
he bites you. And then he'll come after you 5 minutes later.
After your feet.
Yeah. It's
Feet are
weird.
his favorite thing to eat. But then if you're sick, he gives you all the kitty loves.
Yep, he'll sit right on you and purr. But when we're healthy, yeah, we're fair game, I guess. Let's see. And let's see. Wow, so I'm so behind. I'm trying to catch up. Mickey M says, I love stick insects. Very easy and vegan. That's true.
Not if you eat them.
then you're not a vegan. But no, that's true. Stick insects, I've never kept one.
What do they eat?
Plants. They're all herbivorous. But I've never kept one. I do know some people who have, though. They seem like a pretty cool thing.
Her derpiness is on a whole other level.
Oh, about the cat. The
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Do I look
1,000
that bad
geckos.
on the camera?
No, that's not you. That's not you at all. Crystal Casari says, I'm glad to see your wife here today.
Hello.
I'm glad she's here too. So 1,000 geckos, any plans on getting different species of dart frogs? Not currently. Someday, in the distant future, I'd like to keep some, the azareas, just the blue ones with the black spots, the azareas. Those are super awesome. Someday maybe I'll do that, but no immediate plans to do that. Okay, I'm getting behind. And Corn Mike says, Great Snake looks really active and healthy. Any product you use for protein for armadillidium? Yeah, two. I use Bug Burger and Omega-1 goldfish pellets. Those are their main protein sources. Although occasionally I'll throw a snake shed in with my, well, every time I've had a snake shed, I'll throw them in with my armadillidium or my other isopods, and they'll eat it. So those are So 3 protein sources. What's another one? Oh, we only occasionally eat shrimp, but when we do, I save the tails for the isopods, and they get a little protein from what's left inside, as well as getting the chitin from the exoskeleton, and they totally go for that. So there's some sources. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Totally, kid. I'm running out of time, everybody, so I'm just trying to grab a few as I can go. If I skip yours, it's nothing personal. I'm just trying to go fast. Andrew's Animal says, I've always wondered, how does cleaning predatory inverts like scorpions or tarantulas work? I imagine maybe using cleanup crew. What about desert species?
And teach them how to use the handles.
That would be cool if you could do that. I would say there's a couple things you can do. Superworms, mealworms, and armadillidium isopods or other drought-tolerant isopods like the powder blues can work in fairly dry enclosures. We have mealworms and armadillidiums and powder blues in with our leopard gecko, and they're desert species and they work great. They totally do well. Electric blue day geckos, those are one of my favorites. I would love to do that someday.
Let's see. What's your wife's favorite pet?
Not the cat, and more hated pet that you have. Okay, you got to answer that one.
Okay, well, that we currently have or that I've ever had?
Just any favorite pet, and then hated pet that I have currently.
That you have currently. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not really excited about the scorpions and the centipedes.
So those are your least favorites?
Yeah.
And what is your favorite pet?
Favorite pet that we have right now?
Uh-huh.
That's really hard.
I know.
I love having my gecko, Tiki. Gwen's budgie's really fun, although sometimes he drives me nuts too. I'm like, I can't deal with you when she's at school. But I miss having a dog. We've had all of these things with the kids growing up, but they haven't really grown up with a dog, which is kind of ironic.
We had a dog when the boys were little.
But not since then. She was a Chesapeake Bay Retriever, and she was a good dog. She was a little needy, but she was a good dog. So yeah. I miss having a dog. I would like to get a dog in the future. And
we are going to do that someday.
Yeah, probably not until we retire.
Well, we can't have one while our cat's alive.
No, that's true. We can't have one while the cat is alive because the cat hates dogs and will eat our livers in our sleep if we bring home a dog.
And he could easily live another 10 years. I know. Oh, sorry, I'm pushing the wrong button. Okay.
Yeah, he's only 12. He'll be 13 in April.
Yep. So he could live another 10 years or more.
Live just like 20 more years, just for spite and vengeance.
Okay. Oh, hey, Varanid guy, you're welcome and thanks for joining. Dr. Spud. Oh, you got molly frying ghost shrimp in the smaller aquarium. Cool. That should be fun. See how those interact. Mr. Snake, yes, I have another vid on Friday. I'm deciding whether I'm going to do one about my multis because guess what? I got a ton of fry in there now. Well, not a ton, but at least 3 separate clutches, probably 4 or more clutches of multi-fry in my multi-tank. So yay, excited about that. Got some footage of it. And let's see. Okay, I totally got to go, everybody. I'm over time, but Dawn, have a good night. And he says, nice seeing you, Kelly. So,
bye, guys.
Yeah, Crystal, her name is Kelly. And
you
all right.
can call me Hey You, I'll still answer.
Well, we got to head out. So thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you haven't already, you can hit it right now. Do a little like spike at the end so that more people will get to see our videos in the future. And I will catch you on Friday. I have another video either about this guy or the multi-fry that I have. So everyone have a wonderful evening or day or whatever.